We have a very special guest with us today, and he's the president of the East St. Louis chapter of the NAACP, and we'll be talking about a special event coming to this town on the Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. My guest is the president of the East St. Louis chapter in NAACP, Stanley W. Franklin. Stan, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Bernie Hayes. Thanks for inviting me.
It's so good seeing you again.
Program.
Last time we were together, we were honoring something in East St. Louis. I
Dick
remember.
Gregory.
Was it Dick? Well, yeah.
It was Dick Gregory. It was a commemoration for Dick Gregory. It was at the City Hall in East St. Louis.
Right. Stephanie Miles and Erica Brooks did that program, and you and I were together that day. That day. Well, welcome to Channel 24.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of this program.
NAACP TV. You have a special event coming up October 7th, I understand.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Bernie, one of the things that we do as it relates to the NAACP, as you know, I'm the president of the East St. Louis branch NAACP, and the mission of the NAACP is to ensure the political, education, social, and economic equality for all citizens. This event that we have that's taking place on October 7th is our annual Freedom Fund Awards Banquet. It's the 64th annual Freedom Fund Awards Banquet that we are conducting in the Marriott, downtown St. Louis. The purpose of the banquet is to recognize those people in the community that have done some outstanding things, some things that we feel they need some recognition for. Okay. We want them to know that we watch them, we observe the things that they're doing, and we have an excellent committee that gets together and they vet these people. There are a lot of people that they're looking at, and they make the decision based on a criteria that they set up. So we're excited about this banquet.
Great. Have the winners of the awards been announced yet? Do you know who they are yet?
Yes, we do have some of the winners of the awards have been, the committee have met, and they have chosen the winners for the certain categories. Okay. For instance, first of all, let me mention that we have a keynote speaker this year. Okay. The keynote speaker is the national NAACP president and CEO, Derek Johnson. The very articulate Derek Johnson. Yes, from the state of Mississippi. Yes, he is. Yes, he's our new president. Yeah. He's excited about coming to the Midwest, coming to East St. Louis, to be able to share information and things that he feels that the community needs to hear. That's great. This year, our banquet chair, he happens to be here this morning with me, is Bruce Hawk, who is the Senior Vice President of the Illinois American Water. Not Illinois, Senior Vice President of American Water, but he's the President of Illinois American Water. So this guy, he is an extremely busy guy. He believes in the mission of the NAACP. He's been very supportive of the things that we're doing. And he decided to say that he wanted to do a little bit more. That's great. So this year he stepped up to the plate, and now he is our chair. I mean, he's the banquet chair for the 64th Annual Freedom Fund Awards Banquet. The co-chair is a young African-American mayor, the first African-American mayor in the village of Cahokia. Young, sharp guy. He's excited also. These two guys are the dynamic duo. So with their leadership, I'm sure that we would have an excellent banquet. That's great. So we'll have a Hawk and a Dean in the studio with us today, right? Yes. A Hawk and a Dean in the studio accompanying. They're your bodyguards, I assume. Yes, they are. I can imagine. What? How can we going to get tickets, and what time is the reception? And is there a VIP reception? Is there a regular reception? Is there dinner? Will you serve dinner? And your Freedom Fund Awards banquet? Yes, we do serve dinner. Yes, the VIP receptions, it starts at 4:30. Okay. It's at the Marriott St. Louis Grand, downtown St. Louis at 800 Washington Street. Right. It's going to be in the Landmark Ballroom. Okay. What happens? That's the big one. The Landmark is downstairs. Yeah. It's kind of an intimate section, the VIP reception, which encompasses the honorary chairs, the awardees, the community leaders, the business leaders, the religious leaders. They're all a part of that particular kind of intimate setting. And we recognize our members that have done some outstanding things as it relates to the banquet. For instance, those that have sold the most tickets, those that have sold the most ads, the most memberships, and we recognize them in the VIP reception.
That's great.
So it's an intimate setting there. We also have the main part of the banquet, which is in the Majestic Ballroom, which basically the East St. Louis branch has the largest banquet in the state of Illinois and one of the largest in the country. We usually have an audience of about 1,000 people. We're excited about our banquet. It's a labor of love. We have a large group of members that support what we do. We have a large community that supports the activities of the East St. Louis branch NAACP.
You know, it's interesting because, well, first of all, tell us what are the price of the tickets?
Yes, the price of the tickets are, for the general membership, the price is $100. The VIP tickets are $150.
Okay, and how can we get them?
Well, you can get the tickets a couple of ways, a few ways. Okay. Members of the East St. Louis branch, you can purchase tickets from them. We're at the SIU East St. Louis East St. Louis Center on Tuesdays at 5:30. They can come there and purchase the tickets. They can call our office. Our office phone number is 618-271-4698.
Once again, repeat the number for me.
That number is 618-271-4698.
Is there an email?
There's also an email. They can email us at secretary. It's secretarestllnaacp at gmail.com.
Okay, it's on the screen too.
It's on the screen. Okay.
We'll see.
Great.
Who want to copy it.
You mentioned something about the awardees.
Yeah.
This year we're recognizing some outstanding members in the community, and I think the committee did a great job. Just to give you some of the awardees, we have this year our stellar awardee is Jackie Joyner Kersey.
Okay.
I'm sure that most people know Jackie.
I would think so.
Jackie is she's one of the world's greatest female athletes. But
not just female, greatest athletes.
Greatest athlete.
Sure, yeah.
She's greatest athlete.
Sure.
So she's the founder and the CEO of the Jackie Joyner Kersey Foundation.
25th Street.
25th Street.
That's right.
Seems like you know a little bit about that.
Right off St. Clair.
Right off St. Clair.
Right by the Metro Link.
Right. You may have been there a few times.
Once or twice, yeah.
But the thing about Jackie is that she loved young people.
Yeah.
She spends a lot of time looking at the next generation. If you have not visited the Jackie Joyner Kersey, I encourage the community to come over to help out, to support Jackie. We also have winners in the categories of Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Great.
Some people that you may be familiar with, Dr. Katie Wright.
Named a school after her.
Named a school after her in East St. Louis.
A very personal friend.
Very personal. She was also the interim superintendent of School District 189.
Right.
We also have Dr. Bill Mason. Local businessman.
Former mayor.
Former mayor.
Yeah.
Former superintendent.
Yeah.
He does some outstanding things in the community. Yeah. He's one of our lifetime.
Still a construction man. Still doing construction. Yes, he is.
Seems like you know.
I know Bill very well. Yes, sir.
And we also reach out to young people. This year there's a young lady that's going to be one of the awardees. She is what we consider a rising star.
Okay. A
rising star is someone that she's doing some great things within the school and the community. And the committee recognized this young lady. Her name is Zazandru. I may be butchering her name.
But she knows who she is.
She's a 10th grader from East St. Louis Senior High School.
Not a problem. We've got to take a short break here, but we want to come back and talk about the October 7th event after this. We're at the New Life Evangelistic Center with 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. As most of you know, that the facility at 1411 Locust Street, we had to move because of political reasons, because people didn't want to see homeless people on the street down there. So we're at 2428 Woodson Road, Overland, Missouri, but we're still providing the same services, the same needed services that we did down there. But Reverend Larry Rice is attempting to reopen the 1411 facility. But in the meantime, we need your help and we need your support. We need your investment into the New Life Evangelistic Center. And you may do so through Post Office Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri 63166, and everything is tax deductible. Or online at www.newlifeevangelisticcenter, that's one word, newlifeevangelisticcenter.org. An American Express, Visa, MasterCard, Discover card. Takes less than 2 minutes. But believe me, it's new life, and that's what we provide. New life for so many. Back with our guest after this.
You can help New Life Evangelistic Center break the cycle of homelessness by providing monies for Metrolink tickets. It's absolutely essential at this time. New Life Evangelistic Center is providing hundreds of Metrolink tickets every week to homeless people so they can get to their jobs, so they can get to their doctor appointments, so they can find a place to sleep at nights. Will you please share your much-needed tax-deductible gift with the New Life Evangelistic Center? Every $30 you provide enables New Life to get 10 of the Metrolink tickets. And you can send those gifts now to the New Life Evangelistic Center at P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. These individuals are having to walk so far at this moment, and a Metrolink ticket means so very much. And not only does New Life Evangelistic Center desire to provide for the homeless throughout the greater St. Louis area, but also throughout the Springfield community. Your gifts are very much needed at this time. It's New Life Evangelistic Center, P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri. That's 63166. Thank you for praying, caring, and sharing at this moment.
2 Timothy 1, verse 10.
But it has now been revealed through the appearing of our Savior, Jesus Christ, who has destroyed death and has brought life and immortality to light through the gospel.
John 11, verses 25 and 26.
I am the resurrection and the life. He who believes in me will live, even though he dies, and whoever lives and believes in me will never die.
For just 80 cents a day, you can help many people in need all around the world. That's only $24 a month. The New Life Evangelistic Center wants you to help feed the hungry and shelter the homeless by joining Club 24. For $24 a month, you can be a part of touching people's lives. For just 80 cents a day, you can make a difference in someone's life. Call 314-881-3210 or give online at newlifeevangelisticcenter.org.
Welcome back. My guest is the president of the East St. Louis chapter, NAACP. And he's here telling about a wonderful event that's going to happen Saturday, October the 7th, 2008. Stanley W. Franklin. What's the W for, Stan?
The W stands for Wade.
Okay. Well, Wade, you found that out yourself.
Yeah. Well, initially, I thought it was Wayne, and my mother wanted it to be Wayne. But they wrote Wade on the birth certificate.
Okay.
So my middle name is Wade.
You stuck with that?
I'm stuck with
Tell
Wade.
us a little bit about Stanley W. Franklin.
Well, Stanley W. Franklin. Let me share you a little bit about Stanley. Mm-hmm. Stanley is he's a product of School District 189 in East St. Louis Senior High School. Mm-hmm. I'm a graduate of East St. Louis Senior High. Stanley, I have a bachelor's degree in business, a master's in business. I run a local business in the East St. Louis area.
What's the name of it?
It's called S.W. Franklin Group. It's a real estate investment company.
Okay.
I'm married, been married to my beautiful wife for the last 33 years. We have 5 wonderful children. Our children, we're very excited about the accomplishments. My wife being an educator. We have 2 daughters.
In District 189?
District 189. Okay. She is an instructional coach.
Okay.
Yeah.
And her name is?
Rhonda.
Rhonda.
Franklin.
Rhonda. I assume it'll be Franklin. Rhonda Franklin.
Yeah, Rhonda Franklin. We have 2 daughters. Oldest daughter is an internal medicine doctor. My youngest daughter is a naturopathic medical doctor. Gee. 2 sons. My oldest son is deceased. He was a civil engineer. My youngest son is a computer engineer. Mm-hmm. He travels around the country. He works with Microsoft. And I got 1 son that's at Morehouse College. That's a junior, computer science major.
In Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
Yeah, that's
yes.
great.
With your son.
Yeah. Did you travel
Yes.
to Atlanta often?
I
You
travel.
still-
As a matter of fact, I travel. I was there when he moved in,
Okay.
make sure everything was settled. You know, he has to be the baby. So a lot of times what tends to happen is that when you have the baby of the family, everybody kind of spoils you. So
I was the baby.
oh, is that right?
So, yes, and you get used to it, too.
Oh, okay, yeah. He was the baby of the family.
October 7th, the national chairman of the NAACP will be your guest speaker.
Yes, he will. We're
Okay.
excited about that, too.
Now, with all your business background, with all your credentials, why did you choose to become an activist? Why are you the chairman of the NAACP when you could be just running your business and doing other things and having fun traveling in the world?
Good question. Let me share that story. Back in the late 90s, I was involved with the NAACP. I would attend the NAACP banquet for a number of years. Reverend Scott, Johnny Scott,
yeah.
just happened to be a good friend of mine. In the late 90s, I was involved in business. I was the St. Louis Minority Businessman of the Year. Johnny tapped me on the shoulder. He said, Stan, you need to become part of the NAACP. And I was like, you know, I attend the banquets and things of that nature. I said, well, Johnny, okay, I might consider. And, you know, I got a membership. About a year or so later, he said, well, you need to be part of our executive committee. And I don't know, what's that all about? And Johnny said, I think you would be an asset. I think you'll be a great fit for what we're trying to do. I said, well, okay, Johnny, I'll give it a shot. So
Johnny's hard to turn down, isn't he?
Yeah, he was very persistent.
Yes.
Eventually, he put me on what I was voted into as an executive on the executive committee. So I was on the executive committee from probably about 1999 till about 7 years ago. No, I said probably about 8 years ago. Johnny was getting, Johnny Scott, Reverend Scott, was kind of getting up in the age, and he was considering not running for president again. And you know, Johnny was the president probably for about 30 years.
I thought it was 100. Yeah.
He looks good then if he was president for 100 years. But yeah, he said, Stan, you know, I'm thinking about, you know, I think I might be stepping down. And I said, well, Johnny, I mean, you do this job. I thought it was kind of second nature. You know, when you think NAACP, you're thinking Reverend Johnny Scott.
Right.
You know, the names were synonymous. So I was talking to Johnny, and he called me in his office, and he said, well, Stan, you know, he said, well, I'm thinking about stepping down, and, you know, I don't know. We're trying to, I don't want the organizations to kind of, you know, go to the wayside or fall apart. And I'm looking for a young guy to kind of step up to the plate. I said, well, you know, I'll help you find one. No. But he said, well, have you considered maybe becoming, you know, the president or stepping into that position? I said, no, I haven't considered. And I said, well, Johnny, you know, I'm a businessman, okay? And I don't mind helping you, but, you know, I don't, you know, want to be president at this time. So Johnny was very persistent in wanting to recruit me as a president. So I said, well, you know, well, Johnny, you know, I don't think I have an interest at this time. So I kind of pushed it away. And he said, you know what? How would you like to be the banquet chair? You know, this conversation, he wasn't getting anywhere with becoming president. So he said, how about getting to become banquet chair? So I was the banquet chair that, yes, so well, you know, I probably can do that. So I was a banquet chair. I said, well, great. And the co-chair was a young lady by the name of Kahala. It was Dixon at that time. And what she did is that we worked together as a team. That year that I was the banquet chair, it was the largest banquet that the NAACP, the East St. Louis branch, had did. We also, that year, I sold the most tickets, the most ads, the most memberships.
So we know why you're now the NAACP president, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I was so excited about the fact of being the chair that I just went overboard and I excelled in every category, and I won an award in every category that was presented that particular year for an individual member.
Congratulations. Now we know. I was going to say, well, how did it turn out? Well, we know how it turned out. You're the president. This is great, man. Johnny was my auditor and bookkeeper for a long time, so I know Johnny Scott.
Okay.
Reverend Johnny Scott. So and all of these people that you mentioned are very, very close friends of mine. In fact, I was one of the recipients of one of your awards on the St. Louis chapter a few years ago myself. We're running out of time on this particular segment, but there's so much I want to tell you about. Tell us once again what's happening October 7th in Rare. We have about a minute left.
Well, October 7th, our theme this year is Pursue Justice and Defeat Hate.
Okay.
Vote. And this is going to be our 64th Annual Freedom Fund Awards Banquet that's going to take place at the Marriott Grand Hotel, downtown St. Louis, at 800 Washington Street. Okay. It's going to be our annual Freedom Fund Awards Banquet. We're going to recognize those community members that have done some outstanding things and that are continuing to do outstanding things.
And you get tickets, and how much do they cost?
The ticket is $100 for the general membership and $150 for the VIP reception.
Okay.
We also have some young people that's involved. We're excited about our AXO group, AXO Young People. Those AXO members stands for Afro Academic Cultural Technological Scientific Olympics. They will be performing the medalists that won in the national competition will be performing at our banquets.
Okay, this is great. We will be back with our guest in just a moment. But in the meantime, I'd like to say thank you for viewing us and thank you for supporting Channel 24 and NAACP TV. You might see this cup, this mug on the table here. It's called the Bernie Hayes Show Cup. And also this wonderful book I have, Through the Fire. Well, you may get one. And here's Reverend Larry Rice to tell you how.
Hello, I'm Larry Rice, Director of the New Life Evangelistic Center. I want to encourage you to get your Bernie Hayes mug. And in addition to sharing a very special gift of $25 or more so we can get back into 1411 Locust, I have a historical book that I want to add to the mug to enable you to get the complete history of what took place between 2012 and 2018 to shut down a church at 1411 Locust because its congregation were primarily homeless people. We're going to share both of these with you if you'll share your gift now so we can get back into the 1411 Locust building and help the hundreds and hundreds of people that are suffering at this time that literally have nowhere to go. I thank God for Bernie Hayes and his faithful years of service, for his program that has touched the lives of so many people. And now we're teaming up with Bernie Hayes, sharing the Bernie Hayes mug and Through the Fire book. If you'll just share that gift of $25 or more. Now be sure you request the Bernie Hayes mug and the Through the Fire book, and you know that you'll be a part of great things God is doing.
We'll return to our guests after this African American history moment. Today's subject, Robert Smalls. He was an African American born into slavery in Beaufort, South Carolina, but during and after the American Civil War, he became a ship's pilot, sea captain, and politician. He freed himself, his crew, and his families from slavery on May 13, 1862, when he led an uprising aboard a Confederate transport ship, the CSS Planner, in Charleston Harbor, and sailed it north to freedom. His feat successfully helped persuade President Abraham Lincoln to accept African-American soldiers into the U.S. Army. As a politician, Smalls authored state legislation that gave South Carolina the first free and compulsory public school system in the United States. Robert Smalls, our Black History moment for today. Robert Smalls.
Now you can take NLEC TV anywhere as you put the NLEC TV app on your iPhone or mobile device. NLEC TV is an innovative TV station that's on the cutting edge of community service. When you tune in to NLEC TV, you'll discover a television station that has been operated by previously homeless individuals who've received broadcast training through New Life Evangelistic Center's unique on-the-job training program. On NLEC TV, you'll discover wholesome family, community, renewable energy, and inspirational programming. Those needing energy assistance, food, clothing, or freedom from the cycle of homelessness will find that plus much more on NLEC TV. Now, you can receive NLEC TV by going to 24.2 on your television set or putting the NLEC TV app on your iPhone or mobile device. For further information, call 314-436-2424 or go to nlecstl.org. That's nlecstl.org.
And welcome back. My guest is Stanley W. Franklin. Stanley W. Franklin, President, East St. Louis, Illinois, chapter of the NAACP. And Stan, before we went to break, before we started recording, we were talking about Robert Smalls. Mm-hmm. And I think Senator Claiborne mentioned Robert Smalls in the...
Yes. There was a meeting a couple of, I think it was Monday, in Cahokia, Illinois, at the Power of Change Church, under the leadership of Bishop...
Bishop.
Yes. Phillips.
Okay.
Yes, and Senator Jim Clyburn from South Carolina was the speaker there. They had a meeting with the community leaders, the religious leaders, and they were discussing the upcoming election. And
that's Congressman Clyburn, isn't it?
Congressman.
Yeah, Congressman Clyburn.
Did I say senator?
Yeah, that's Clyburn.
Excuse me. Yeah, Congressman, U.S. Congressman out of South Carolina.
Right.
And he was there, and he was talking about a guy by the name of Robert Smalls. He represented the same district that Robert Smalls represented in South Carolina.
That's unbelievable.
Robert Smalls was the first African-American congressman out of South Carolina.
Yeah.
And
Reconstruction.
doing Reconstruction.
Right.
He was a previous slave. He was a slave.
And freed himself and his family.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's in our piece, and we just got through watching that. That's unbelievable. Let's get back to October the 7th, 2018. Marriott Grand Hotel, 800 Washington, downtown St. Louis, Missouri, will be the 94th year of celebrating the Freedom Fund dinner banquet.
Yes.
How important is it?
Very important. Very important. One of the things that we do with the fundraiser is basically there's a part in the program where what we do is we provide scholarships for young people in the community. We have an essay contest. It's called the James Lewis Essay Contest. And the James Lewis Essay Contest it provides an opportunity for students to write about whatever the theme is. The theme for this year would be Pursuing Justice and Defeat Hate, Vote, and something else. And the students write their papers. There's a criteria, 250 words or so. The winner of the essay competition, they win monetary awards. And there's also what we call a Charles Lawson Scrapbook Award. So there are 2 winners for the Charles Lawson Awards. So there's a total of probably 8 students that will win scholarships at our annual Freedom Fund Awards Banquet.
Great. More information can get by what number?
More information, if you want more information, you can call our office at 618-271-4698. That's 618-271-4698.
And email?
The email address is secretary@estlnaacp@gmail.com.
This is great. You know, and your speaker is whom?
The speaker this year is the National NAACP President and CEO, Derek Johnson.
You pulled a little few strings, didn't you?
Well, you got one of the largest banquets in the in the country. I think that it may be in his maybe to his advantage to come and share himself with the community.
That's right, be known. But he's certainly known, and I certainly congratulate you and the whole chapter of NAACP, East St. Louis chapter, for doing such a wonderful thing. And this 64th Annual Freedom Fund Awards Dinner and Banquet is traditional, and it is well needed. I want to say thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me here.
It's a pleasure, my brother.
Yes.
And thank you for viewing us, too. And don't forget to continue to support the New Life Evangelistic Center. We're at 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Bring by some food, clothing, needs for those in need. I'm Bernie Hayes. Have a great day.